Welcome to the 18th Annual Tallgrass Film Festival. A huge thank you to all of our sponsors and to everyone that is joining us for this Q&A. If you're enjoying the festival, please let us know on Facebook and Instagram using the hashtag Tallgrass 2020 and at Tallgrass Film. My name is Arietta Austin. I am the hospitality director, and I am here with Elaine Chu and company. Elaine is a writer and director. She has several award-winning short films, commercials, and music videos. Later on, Jeff will be joining us. He's a hardworking guy, and that's why he's not with us just yet. If I'm correct, Elaine, first of all, welcome. Thank you for joining us here. I understand all of you are part of Great Hair Productions. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, Great Hair Productions was founded because all of us have great hair, and we all also really want to succeed in Hollywood, whether it's acting, directing, writing, or editing. And we decided to pool our resources together so we could make shorts and other creative projects.
Awesome. Awesome. I really enjoyed your film. I'm an actor myself, so that kind of hit home a little bit. What inspired you to make this film?
Well, first, thank you for watching it. I know even watching a 10-minute short film can be tough for people who are in quarantine because there's so much content out there, so I appreciate it. Um, I am an improviser, as are Bridget and Joe, and I'm on an improv team, which kind of inspired the story that I wrote. And I guess for every improviser out there, there's this feeling of like a second family in Hollywood. These people who have your back, who have seen you at your worst and at your best. And I wanted to write a story that kind of captures that of like how tough it can be to succeed in Los Angeles or New York, wherever you might be, and how important it is to have friends who are on that path with you.
Now, Elaine, I see we have Tom and Joe and Bridget here also. Um, since you guys are an art collective, so to speak, I won't ask you how you chose your actors, but what were some of the unexpected things that happened while you were making this film?
Um, well, I'll throw that to Joe and Bridget.
Uh, Wait, Joe, we can, okay. Unexpected things when we were making it. I think haven't this is our first project where we had co-directors working on it, which was like just I'd never had that experience before, and we've all worked together so many different times with different projects that it was definitely a different experience because Elaine is like very well versed as a director, as far as like knowing how cameras work. And Jeff is really well versed in working with actors because he, does tons of stuff with improv and sketch. So I think just the balance was a brand new experience for at least me. Joe, you can also speak to it.
Yeah, this was at least of the films that I was on screen for the first project where we kind of had the directors in most shots. So we had a lot of group shots where nobody was necessarily watching the take. So it was a little bit of fly by the seat of your pants, but a lot of also just faith in each other's abilities and performances and trusting our DP and the other people who were really able to see what we were catching and move forward from that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool.
We had a very small crew, and on the topic of no one behind the camera watching, that actually led to a small mistake that is an Easter egg for people to watch.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the film, Bridget's jacket disappears. That's what happens when you don't have enough people watching, but I think the story is what's important, and minor wardrobe malfunctions are okay.
There is,
Yeah, it just like the character arc I decided in retrospect is that in 1 second I was just like, I'm hot. So I took it. But we don't see it because we don't need to see every part of the story.
I can see that performance, though. I think you played that well.
Yeah. It's in what Wet Hot American Summer, they do like an entire like devotion to like little small changes that like just aren't caught. It felt like that, and I love that. So
Nice.
yeah.
Very nice. So would you say that not having all eyes, eyes on all the time what was the hardest thing for you guys to overcome? I can't imagine directing and acting. I don't know.
Yes, I feel like I was really in it when I was directing Joe and I wasn't in the scene. And for that moment, I could actually focus on his performance and really be in the room with him. So I loved it. But
Mhm.
I feel like as an actress, I also wanted to be with the whole group and, experience that magic with them. I hadn't had that opportunity in previous projects where I was a director only. So I'm glad I had the chance. I don't think I would ever do that again because you miss out a little bit behind the camera if you're in the scene. But
Mhm.
luckily we have Tom, our wonderful editor, who was able to look at everything behind the camera and piece it together for us and kind of help us make the story in post.
Yeah, to that end, Arietta, there's a story that when I was editing the first take of the film, I was like, everything looks great and it looks fine. And then I realized that for about 2 minutes of the film, Jeff was wearing glasses and then they suddenly vanished. And that's the one I caught, but I didn't catch Bridget's jacket. So it's like,
That's
but
pretty
I
good.
feel like
I like to think that
glasses are like right there. It was so
recognizing that it
funny.
doesn't matter what I'm wearing. So yeah.
There are some of those that like to watch the editing process, and it's like, jacket disappeared, or it's fun.
It's
But
funny.
it's so interesting because it happens in like huge big budget movies
Oh yeah,
as well. Like I remember in City of Angels, like that 90s movie with Meg Ryan, and she just changes lingerie in the middle of a sex scene. And I was like, how do you do that?
right.
It's just something that happens, and like it's fine. Like at the end of the day, it doesn't actually destroy a film. It's just
Exactly.
part of making a movie.
Yeah, and I think our little bloop isn't going to distract anybody. It won't pull them away from the
Yeah,
story.
I didn't notice it at all, and usually
All
I'm
right.
looking for stuff like that. So
Nice.
Speaking of bloops, Jeff Thompson says he's logging on right now, and here he is.
here he is. Yes.
He's bloop.
He is.
Oh wait, I'm not there I go. I'm a person now. Oh, we're recording. Oh no.
Hello and welcome, Jeff.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce actor, writer, producer, magician, tax accountant, psychology professor, and very tired Jeff, who just got out of traffic.
I have this cat. I brought this cat for everybody.
Hello.
Oh, adorable. Oh, everybody's got their kitties. I don't know where mine is, sleeping somewhere. Well, welcome, Jeff. We haven't jumped too far into it, but tell me, I'd like to know about your experience of being behind the camera and in front of the camera at the same time.
Oh, I don't recommend it. It's so hard. It was a crazy day, and it was all a blur for me because you're both trying to think about what you look like on camera, and also trying to think like about what you're doing ahead. I'm glad that I had Elaine there for like co-directing because we were both able to like split the directing work between us. But yeah, it's real tough. I've heard of people doing it. I don't recommend it.
Duly noted.
I said the same.
What was your film's budget?
Was it 5,000? I think so. From head to tail, including like festival submissions, posts, and everything like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Jeff actually does taxes professionally, so he would know exactly what our budget is.
I didn't. It was like a year ago. But yeah, about 5,000.
Okay, excellent. Right, great work.
He's really good at taxes, so we should plug him. You're great. Hire him, everybody who's watching this.
This is actually the end of the tax season when we're recording, so I'm very stressed right now, but so happy to be here.
So happy that you could join us. Now tell me, what I guess this is directed more towards Elaine and Jeff. What made you decide to go with the suicide scenario?
You know, the topic was something I struggled with. I wrote it, but because it's based on a real person, um, but it is a very difficult topic. And I had many conversations with Jeff, who is also you have a PhD in psychology, right? Or
Just a master's degree.
just to make sure we got it right and we portrayed it correctly. Because I was really afraid of offending people who, you know, were going through the same thing. But on the other hand, because it is based on a true story, I wanted to tell the story because, you know, it happened. And I think other people can relate to that because it's a very real thing, especially when you're a struggling actor trying to make it in a town where everyone is telling you, no, you're not good enough. You know, it seems very, very likely that this would happen to people.
And I think that's something that we were all working together as like a crew where it's like, well, we're all funny. So even when we do drama, it like comes out very light and funny. But we didn't want people to think that we were making fun of suicide because that wasn't our intention. But I think when you're dealing with your own feelings of inadequacy or seeing a friend go through things, like there are a wide range of emotions that you feel, and all of those emotions are correct, whether it's denial or that feeling of camaraderie where it's like we all kind of want we all feel the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think as comedians, when we are confronted with a sad or you know, terrible situation, our go-to is to make jokes, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, because we want to make light of the situation. And I kind of feel like that if that would happen to us in real life, we might actually start making bits.
I think Jeff pitched it to me as a suicide comedy, and I was like, what?
Yeah, kind of an oxymoron. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that you did touch upon that subject. I think that story really needed to be told, and I'm glad that you were able to make light of it, you know, despite, but still get your message across, which is, you know, nobody's really ever alone. So, thank you
There's
for
an
doing
alternate
that.
cut for Joe. I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry.
There's not an alternate cut. There's no director's cut.
Darn. So, tell me, what are you guys working on next since you are a collective? Or are you guys all doing individual things right now? What does the future look like? Will we see you back here at Tallgrass?
I think we're all just trying to survive this year a little bit in our own ways. So yeah, we like talked about maybe putting something together. We had like another film that we were planning on producing this year, but you know we've been very hesitant with you know, the deadly disease that's going around. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. But yeah, so we've all kind of just been like doing our own things just in survival mode, and hopefully we'll come back together mid 2021 with we actually Bridget's script is the one that we're planning on working on next.
Yeah, which will be, yeah, it's so funny because we had intent, like when we vote, like we all, you know, can pitch projects and bring scripts forward. And as a collective, we vote what we're going to do next. So Elaine and I actually tied, and I was like, go ahead. I'm in the middle of a different project because I was directing something else last year. And I'm like, darn, I really wish that I had done my project, but I'm so glad that we got to do this one. And hopefully next year we'll be able to do another one and many more to come. But I feel like we've all been all very busy during quarantine too. Like I did a web series and I've directed a couple projects, and I know Elaine has also a web series. So I think we're all
Jeff found up on his magic.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm a magician now, so that's.
That was for quarantine too.
Not sure if anybody else feels this way. I'm glad the next project is delayed because I get better looking every day. So the longer we wait, the better it works out.
So interesting, because I thought that the same thing about you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was thinking about you. He grew a wild beast.
Oh, it was glorious.
Yeah, Pat still had it. He looks like an old-timey boxer.
So
Pugilist. We called ourselves pugilists back then.
Yeah, pugilist. I learned that word yesterday.
So tell me, what are the names of the web series that you're working on? Give a shout out for it so we can all tune in and support.
Yeah, you can watch mine. It's called Quarantine Story, and it's, I know, very apt. But it's on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, really wherever you want. I can even send you a direct link. But yeah, it's great. I was doing it with my boyfriend, who you'll see how it goes. He's an actor, director as well. But we have 20 episodes, and the final episode is released next week.
Awesome. Yay.
Jeff and I did something called Quarantine for Two, which was a web series on Zoom, actually, which we put out on Instagram. And it basically was our goal to try and get people together who are trying to date, love in a time of Corona, I guess, and bank it to a reality show and like see what kind of magic would happen when people meet on screen for the first time and then take it off screen for a real relationship.
Oh, what's your IG for it?
It's at Quarantine for Two.
Cool. And mine is at Quarantine Story Micro Series, because they're 1 minute episodes, ours.
And Tom, you've been working on a 9-month project, haven't you?
Yeah. We're having a baby in January this year.
Yay. Congratulations.
Yeah, there was a split second where I was like, Jeff, what script are we talking about?
You know that script that you were working on
I'm
with
like,
a lady?
when is it? Is it Quarantine Micro Series?
It's a micro series, but it's getting bigger.
I don't think Instagram allows those films.
Yeah. Yeah, so me and my fiance are expecting a baby January 28th, which is my birthday, which is really weird.
Yeah,
Nice.
real taking your son.
Birthday buddy.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. Is there anything else you would like for our audience to know about Sweet other than they must watch and tell their friends?
Well, we do have our Great Hair Productions Facebook page with all of our films that up to date anyway posted. Other than Sweep, actually, you're gonna have to go to the festival here to see Sweep. But we have put the rest of our films up on that, and they are available for the world. Yeah,
and also on Amazon Prime. Elaine was so wonderful to be able to put most of our projects on there, which is exciting. I'm like, Jeff Bezos knows who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch It's Because We Can and then Hush Hush are both on Prime and streaming.
And Over
And I think, yeah, we just got Over and Out on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. And I look forward to seeing all of your faces more and more. And
in person next time.
Yeah. Okay. In person next time.
Yes, preferably in person. You guys have to have the full VIP treatment from Tallgrass.
Yeah.
So I'll sign off for now. Thank you, everyone that has joined us here for this Q&A. We'll see you at the next movie. All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Arietta. Have a good day.
You too.
Everybody.